I need not ask you whether my voice is audible or not. So, I want to talk to you about a story today. A day when I learned something about my coaching and it completely transformed the way I coach people. It was a crisp Tuesday morning and I was about to coach a guy named Arjun, a senior professional working for a very big pharma company. He had climbed all the ladders. He had checked all the boxes. But he was as lost as somebody who was probably looking for a Wi-Fi in the middle of the desert. Now, as soon as he entered my office, I knew it was going to be interesting. So he came and he slumped into the chair, sighed so deeply, I half expected him that his soul would leave his body and take a one-way ticket to Himalayas. And then he said, I have everything. Running through his temples, he said, I have a great job, a very big house, a reputation to kill for. But I feel hollow. I feel empty inside, and that emptiness is growing every single day, and I fear it will consume me one day. Is that wrong? Is it normal? I let him continue. And then he said, even Maggi is living its best potential in 2 minutes. What am I doing? Aha! A typical case of I have everything, but I feel nothing syndrome. I have seen it before. And if my grandmother if my grandmother was here, she would have said, you know, when you climb up a ladder that is leaning up against a wrong wall, all you get is a great view for your mistake. So I asked him, Arjun, what would you love to do? He blinked. He said, What do you mean? I said, what is that one thing that keeps you up or brings you up or wakes you up? What is that one thing that makes you alive? He could not understand the question. He said dryly, I don't have time for all of that. I have expectations. I have responsibilities. I have a career to uphold. Now, let me translate this for you. All he was saying was, all throughout my life, I have been a people-pleasing robot. And today my battery is running low, so help me. I said, but there must be something that you would love to do, right? There must be something that excites you. He said, almost embarrassed, I used to play sitar when I was young. But then my father did not like of it. And I heard the same national anthem of every Indian family decision-making committee. Beta, log kya kahenge? Son, what will people say? My father said, it was too impractical, get a real job. So I left my Maggi in the pressure cooker and I forgot about it. And today it's all burnt. Now, when I asked for it, he said, I loved playing sitar. And that real job that he was talking about, it is a very noble transaction where you sell off your dreams to buy a guarantee of some steady paychecks. So I leaned back and I said, Arjun, I'll tell you something that I've learned the hard way. People tell you what to do, right? But when you do the same thing, they don't like you at all. They are every day after your life, do this, do that, but they want to be around people who are alive. They want to stay around people who are passionate, not just productive. And the only way to get, let's say, passion rolling is to be able to find exactly what excites you. And he looked at me all silent and, stumbled, what has just happened? And then he whispered, what if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? And I said, then welcome to a human experience. Now we all know dal makhani takes more time than Maggi. But does that mean that all of us should make Maggi? No. Finding what pleases you is the most important thing to find purpose in your life. And then he came up with another thing. He said, what will people think of me if I leave my job right here? I said, what are they thinking of you right now? You're all alone and full of sorrow. And he just realized, as a man who would just realize that he had been drinking decaf all throughout his life. Now, I wish I could tell you that he jumped off his chair, went out from my office and became the next Pandit Ravi Shankar. But he did not. But I will tell you what happened actually. After a couple of months, I got a call from him. He had dusted off his sitar and he had started playing again. And he had also performed at one of the gatherings where friends and families were hooting for him. And for the first time in years, he felt alive. Now, that day, I learned something about my profession, my coaching business. Coaching is not about fixing people. It is about telling people, reminding of them who they were before people told you what to do. And amongst you, today, if you guys are thinking, what is your purpose? I may suggest, I may save you some time. Do what you love doing. And in that, you may find your purpose. So that when somebody comes to you and looks at you and says, wow, I wish I was looking that alive. You could just turn back and say, you can. All you have to do is to stop taking permissions. Thank you very much.